Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 16th of January. India-Israel can shape a future together, says Israeli Prime Minister. Taliban insurgents not safe anywhere in Afghanistan, says top US General Nicholson. An Israeli kid who survived a 2008 terror attack returns to India's Mumbai city. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday inaugurated the commencement of work of an oil refinery in Barmer district in northwestern Rajasthan province. The project is expected to change the growth landscape of the province and is expected to generate employment.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday inaugurated the commencement work of an oil refinery in Barmer district in northwestern Rajasthan province. The biggest advantage with the country's first of its kind refinery is that it is being set up in the vicinity of its oil source. While addressing a gathering, Prime Minister Modi indirectly lashed out at former President of Opposition Congress Party Sonia Gandhi, who had laid the foundation stone of the refinery 4 years ago.
कांग्रेस और अकाल ये जुड़वा भाई है। जहां कांग्रेस जाएगी वहां अकाल साथ साथ जाता है।
The refinery project is expected to change the growth landscape in Rajasthan and is expected to generate employment in the province. Prime Minister Modi emphasized that the country needs to identify its sustainable development goals and work towards achieving them by 2022, when India marks 75 years of freedom.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday said India and his country can shape a future together by combining the talent of people from both the nations. Netanyahu, who is on a 6-day visit to India, had earlier inked 9 pacts with New Delhi to boost cooperation in key areas like cybersecurity and energy.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday said Israel and India can shape a future together by combining the talent of the people from both the countries. Netanyahu made the comments while addressing a business summit in Indian capital, New Delhi, along with his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. Modi invited investments from Israel companies, saying the country has a huge development agenda and offers vast opportunities.
What we can do together is shape the future. It's not something that I say offhand. I believe in India deeply. I believe in India because I know your heritage, your culture, your ingenuity, your creativity, your humanity, your passion, which is exemplified by Prime Minister Modi to change the world for the better.
India's development agenda is huge. It presents a vast economic opportunity for Israeli companies. I invite more and more Israeli people, business and companies to come and work in India.
India and Israel on Monday inked 9 pacts to boost cooperation in key areas, including cybersecurity and energy. The Israeli leader is on a 6-day visit to India, during which he is scheduled to visit India's financial capital Mumbai and Modi's home province Gujarat.
Moving on, the rising level of unemployment in Gilgit-Baltistan is increasingly becoming a cause of worry for the locals. People claim the inability of Islamabad to provide jobs to the educated youth of the illegally occupied region as the root cause of their problem.
Rising unemployment among the educated youth is one of the primary problems of locals in Gilgit-Baltistan. Locals allege lack of government assistance to create jobs in the region, coupled with rampant corruption at the administrative level, as the cause of unemployment. A dwindling economy, rampant poverty and denial of fundamental rights have further worsened the situation.
जो 1947 के बाद से लेके अब तक गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में ना मेडिकल कॉलेज है, ना इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटी है, ना कोई टेक्निकल कॉलेजेस है, जिसकी वजह से गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को डाउन सिटीज़ में आना पड़ता है, लाइक पेशावर, लाहौर, पिंडी, कराची।
गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का जो रेशो है वो ख़तरनाक हद तक बढ़ गया है, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स फारिग हो रहे हैं बहुत सारे कॉलेजों से, बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटियों से, लेकिन उनके लिए एम्प्लॉयमेंट का कोई अरेंजमेंट नहीं है, नहीं हुकूमती सतह पर उनको कहीं पर, नहीं निजी सतह पर, यानी प्राइवेट सेक्टर भी वहाँ पर नहीं है और गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर भी बहुत ही लिमिटेड है।
Gilgit-Baltistan, a part of the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir province of India, was annexed by Pakistan illegally more than 6 decades ago. People have been waiting for years for a better administration that could work for the region's development, but in vain.
In news from Afghanistan, General John Nicholson, commander of the US forces in Afghanistan, on Monday said the Taliban insurgents are not safe anywhere in Afghanistan. He made the remarks while expressing confidence over the growing capabilities of the Afghan forces being backed by the US troops.
Commander of the US forces in Afghanistan, General John Nicholson, on Monday said that the Taliban insurgents are not safe anywhere in Afghanistan's Helmand province. The US general made the remarks during a change of command ceremony at the Shorab military base northwest of Lashkargah, the provincial capital of southern Helmand province. He said the US forces will continue their support to Afghan forces until the end of their mission in Afghanistan.
The enemy is not safe anywhere.
دشمن در هیچ جای از هلمند مسون نیست. ما تا پایان مأموریت اینجا هستیم و بر بنیاد راهبرد تازه آمریکا درباره افغانستان و جنوب آسیا برای بیرون شدن ما از اینجا زمان تعیین نشده است.
The Afghan forces are being backed by the US troops, who are training them so that they can eventually take over the country's defense and security. Nicholson had earlier in December last year said that soon the US and the Afghan forces together will be putting more pressure on the Taliban, and their choices will be either to reconcile or die.
And in news from Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka Navy on Monday arrested 16 Indian fishermen for allegedly fishing in its territorial waters. Sri Lanka Navy confirmed on its website that the fishermen hailing from India's southern Tamil Nadu province were apprehended from near Park Strait, and their 4 fishing trawlers were also seized. The Navy said they have been handed over to the Assistant Director of Fisheries in Jaffna for onward legal action. India shares an expansive oceanic border with Sri Lanka without any perceptible demarcation, and fishermen on both sides ignore rules while netting their catch. Sri Lanka has long fumed over poaching and illegal fishing by Indian fishermen that it says depletes the catch of its own fishermen. Fishermen from both the countries frequently stray into each other's territory and end up spending years in the jails. And moving on to news from Nepal, spectators in Nuwakot district of Nepal were filled with festive fervour as a centuries-old bullfighting festival commenced on Monday. The annual festival commemorates the start of auspicious month Magh and ushers the coming of spring and longer days.
Scores of spectators thronged the Nuwakot district of Nepal as the centuries-old bullfighting festival commenced on Monday. The atmosphere of the Himalayan kingdom gets filled with festive fervour every year when the bull taming event begins, which roots back to 225 years. The festival, which drives hundreds of visitors from across the country, is aimed at preserving old traditions. The over 2 centuries-old tradition was introduced by a Nepali prince of Bhajang district for entertainment purpose. Since then, locals of the Taruka village in Nepal, esteemed for the bullfighting, have carried on with the tradition over the years.
Marshalsberg, one of the survivors of the 26/11 Mumbai attack, arrived in India on Tuesday after 9 years. The 11-year-old, whose parents were killed in the attack, will be attending the inauguration of a memorial dedicated to the attack victims in Mumbai city on Thursday.
Israeli kid Moshe Halspert, one of the survivors of the 2008 Mumbai attacks, arrived in India on Tuesday after 9 years. The shy bespectacled Moshe arrived in the country with his grandparents to attend the inauguration of Kabad House, one of the places which were attacked by the militants in 2008. Moshe was not even 2 when militants gunned down his parents during the attack in Mumbai, which killed 166 persons in total.
It's a very special day to be there and to thank God for them, but Moshe can come in the house.
Later in the day, Moshe visited the Nariman house, which is being renamed as Kabad House, where he lost his parents 9 years ago. Kabad House is a Jewish center where Moshe's family lived and worked. His parents were killed by militants while he was miraculously rescued by his nanny. The 11-year-old will attend the inauguration of Kabad House as a live memorial dedicated to the Mumbai attack victims on Thursday.
With a colourful procession comprising of decorated camels and folk artists, a 2-day international camel festival drew scores of visitors to India's northwestern Rajasthan province. The annual festival included camel dancers, camel races and neck-shaking camel rides.
A 2-day international camel festival was recently held in Bikaner city of India's northwestern Rajasthan province. Beautifully adorned camels and performances by folk artists were the key attraction for domestic and foreign tourists who gathered at a stadium in the city to witness the fair. The event mainly included spectacular camel performances like camel dances, camel races and neck-shaking camel rides. Tourists hailed the warm and traditional reception accorded to them. They were amazed by the exotic ethnic ornaments and costumes adorned by Rajasthani women.
ऊट महोत्सव के प्रति जो एक भावना है, एक उत्साह है, वो देखते ही बनती है। न केवल बीकानेर के और राजस्थान के बल्कि देश के विभिन्न राज्यों से जो यहाँ लोक कलाकार आए हैं, उनकी प्रस्तुति बहुत ही मनोहारी रही है। और हमारा जो राज्य पशु है ऊंट, उस पे जो हेयर कटिंग के द्वारा जो प्रदर्शन किया गया है वो निश्चित रूप से बहुत ही उत्तम है.
Situated around 198 miles from the provincial capital Jaipur, Bikaner city has been a major trade hub since the 16th century. It boasts a number of places of tourist attraction including forts, palaces, temples and museums. Bikaner Camel Festival is an annual event held in January that the city celebrates in honor of the ship of the desert, Camel.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.